As hard as it is to believe we're in spring, I don't know why this year seems to be dragging and speeding along simultaneously, and I don't know how that's possible. But it is spring. Spring means we're starting to think about kitchen design, and I mean we're always thinking about kitchen design, aren't we? But especially during the spring and summer's coming, we'd like to get the kitchen projects done, and your clients would like to get their kitchen projects done. And I have something for you today. This is a roundtable conversation. An incredibly diverse group of interior designers and kitchen specialists discuss how kitchen design has transformed in the post-pandemic era. Rising costs, shifting client expectations, and new technologies are forcing designers to rethink how kitchens function and how they're delivered to your clients. This conversation explores everything from appliance innovation and zoning strategies to the emotional role of kitchens as gathering spaces. Designers also confront difficult realities, really, such as escalating budgets, supply chain issues, and the need to guide clients through increasingly complex decisions. But it's more than that. It's also selecting appliance brands that are the right ones for each client, and the appliance brands themselves have started to really specialize in certain areas. So we're going to talk about that too. At its core, the discussion highlights a broader truth about the design profession today. Kitchens are no longer simply rooms for cooking, and they haven't been for a while, but now more so than ever before. They're ecosystems that reflect lifestyle, culture, wellness, and the evolving way people live in their homes. So today you're going to hear from Kendra Arujo, Ginger Robbie, Kaylee Blaylock, Taylor Troya, Rachel Moriarty, Jules Wilson, Nate Fisher. What an absolutely incredible conversation you're going to hear today with concepts like the post-COVID kitchen shift, price shock, and the new budget reality, kitchen zoning and multiple user design, appliance innovation and technology, personalization through storage and organization, aging in place and accessibility, and outdoor kitchens as lifestyle extensions. I love this conversation, and I hope you do too. It was recorded live from the Pacific Sales Kitchen and Home showroom in San Diego, California, and you're going to hear it all right after this. At the highest level of design, the absolute best specifying designers, architects, landscape designers are all highly focused on the technology and performance of products and materials today. You have to, because the products you specify for your projects have to perform and they have to last. That's one of the reasons why I am so proud to be working with TimberTech. Their focus on the technical renaissance of synthetic decking is literally changing the conversation about innovation and performance. It pulls focus on three priorities homeowners have and expect from the products their designers and architects specify for their luxury projects. 1. Aesthetics must match the overall design and fit visually. 2. Durability and maintenance. I've told you about my board flipping stories from my own wood decks. Clients not only want beauty, but they want ease of use, and they want it to last for decades. 3. Sustainably made. Clients are more conscious of the environment now, and they want the same of their materials. TimberTech hits each one of these elements with a product that not only meets expectations, they exceed them. TimberTech makes a synthetic decking that looks just like wood, color and embossed wood grain for a natural appearance. Their composite decking is technologically superior, as it has been created to last for decades, and it's manufactured with up to 85% recycled material. Their advanced PVC, vintage, and landmark collections have a Class A flame spread rating, making these products an amazing choice for wildfire-prone areas, which unfortunately continues to grow on the risk map. Check the show notes for more information about this and to find the nearest showroom or lumberyard where you can find TimberTech, or you can check them out directly, timbertech.com.
Hi, I'm Ginger Robbie, and I own Ginger Robbie Designs and Seaside Drafting and Design.
Oh, hi. I'm Kendra Araujo. I own K2 Interiors, and I specialize in bold, unique, deeply personalized interiors. And I'm currently also the membership director for ASID.
Oh. Hi, my name is Kaylee Blaylock, and I'm a co-founder of House of Hive Design Co., and we typically specialize in whole home remodels and renovations.
I'm Taylor Troya, also co-founder of House of Hive Design Co.
I'm Rachel Moriarty. I own Rachel Moriarty Interiors, and I'm known also for bold interiors, very layered storage spaces.
Hi, I'm Jules Wilson of Jules Wilson Design Studio. We specialize in ultra-luxury residential and luxury multifamily. I'm also the co-founder of Basil Wilson, in which we have 3 design studios: Basil Studio, Basil Wilson, and JWDS. So we also span into hospitality and development.
My name is Nate Fisher with Nate Fisher Interiors, based out of Laguna Beach in Orange County, and we focus on whole house remodels and new builds.
So let me set the table and give you a prompt to get this going. And like I said, it can go in any direction you want to, and hopefully it'll go in directions we haven't even thought about. How has kitchen design in all its forms, from main kitchen, working kitchen, dirty kitchen, butler's pantry, scullery, ensuite kitchenette, outdoor kitchen, kids kitchenette, mud room, drink stations, garage drink stations. Okay, I could go on. How has this idea changed for you and your firm as creators, specifically in a post-COVID environment? And I say post-COVID, which also includes tariffs, specification issues, cost issues, affordability, human-centric design, and ultimately getting to the place where you can deliver what your clients actually need, what your clients actually want, what your clients actually desire, because at the end of the day, ours is a desire industry.
So are you asking like how the kitchens have changed over the years, or how we come at the kitchens now when we're going to be designing them based on those?
I am asking whatever that means to you.
It's a broad, wide question.
It is.
I can say that kitchens have changed for me since COVID. One, it sounds horrible, but the pandemic was the best 4 years of my life, in the sense that I never worked so hard and so much in my life. I had 45 jobs a month. It was insane. I thought I was going to die. My team grew to 15. Then COVID went away and everybody went back to school, and it was really great. So, but I would say that it changed in the fact that now people still want to entertain and live in their homes, but they also want to be out of their house and bring everybody in. So the way I'm designing is based on how they live when they're gone, if that makes sense. So they don't have time anymore. Like before, during COVID, everybody was home all day, working at home, being at home. We still work at home, but we're not ever leaving. And then so now I'm designing for when people come back from being gone and they want to like relax, rest, cook quickly, all those things. So it's kind of changed appliances, textures, lighting, all that stuff for me, for my clients.
Nice.
For me, I would say the cost of everything has gone up exponentially, and I think people are scared to embark on that journey alone, not knowing what things cost, how to prioritize, and so much more of it, I think, is also leaning on us for the process. When do I do it? What's the order? Who do I hire? Do I need an architect? Do I need an engineer? So a lot of times when I start with projects, there's just there's so much information out there that wasn't there 5-10 years ago that people have analysis paralysis.
Back to your thing about cost. I feel like, at least in my personal experience lately, like I have a conversation with a client that wants a brand new all purple kitchen. Things cost way more than they did 5 years ago, and I feel like we're coming into homes, bursting people's bubbles, and it's sad and tough and, well, a challenge, because what it cost, like we did a all Italian kitchen 5 years ago. Everything was imported. It was amazing. For the cost of right now for these clients, what it's going to be, almost
Triple.
grade, almost contractor grade
Yeah.
cabinetry, what it used to be Italian. So it's definitely a tough conversation for some clients, for sure, at all levels of.
I feel like I'm having that money conversation really early, almost like I call it penciling, just kind of preliminary, because I feel like they have a expectation on budget, and even just kind of penciling, even if I'm under, it gets them closer to where it is today, and then I can let them kind of get over that shock, and then we can move forward when they're ready. So that's changed a lot. I didn't blast them with that.
I think too, in terms of price, especially here in Southern California, the fires had a really big impact. Like we have a project up in the Palisades, and they had originally gotten quotes pre-fire for some of the construction work being done, and then now that it's actually time to do the work, they're doubled, which is
Labor costs?
Yes,
Okay,
labor
yeah,
costs. Labor
yeah.
And
costs.
drafting costs too. So our drafting firm, we do architecture and drafting and go through the city. Working with that, we had a client out there, and they gave us their plans. We recreated their plans, but then they wanted to change them, which then the city said, no, now we have to charge you for these plans. And they were like, why is it so much more? Well, you built your house 15, 20 years ago. It's not the same. So we're having that conversation a lot, because we're usually the first ones in. And for us, designing and drafting is great because we can do it all in one, but drafting comes in, and then they are talking to sometimes we give them to other designers that will fit them, or contractors, and then they're like, why are the plans $50,000 and now I have to pay $185,000 for a kitchen, and now I'm paying this, and they're like, my budget's now $750,000. Like, what happened to the $50,000 budget? It's not there anymore. It's just not.
It's just not.
No, which is sad.
It is sad.
I have a client like that. She wanted her kitchen, and she told me her absolute budget was $22,000, and I was like, that's demo. But the funny thing is, we got real creative, and so it's it's kind of like a challenge for me, and it's kind of fun. But I'm like wanting to give the best luxury kitchen for $22,000 that I've ever done, and I'm like, I haven't done that little of an amount
Is
in
that
a
possible?
very long time. Oh my gosh, it weirdly is, but not in the way that I would do it, in the sense that they're contractors. So they're doing a lot of the work themselves, and then we're helping with them. So that's how they're saving on it. But if it was a normal person that wasn't a contractor, there's no way. Would not happen. So
Right, but I love that. Like, going around costs, it's, I guess, our time to shine and get creative with things. Like these clients that want a purple kitchen, all custom, all purple, it's definitely going to go over their budget. So what we're doing is, maybe the island is purple, and then we do a purple slab as backsplash. Like, just getting creative and working around those things.
We did something similar. We had a client who really wanted walnut cabinetry. Obviously, that comes with a hefty price tag. But we worked with them and got super creative, and actually decided to use IKEA boxes and then just have the cabinet fronts fabricated. So it looks like it's walnut. It's not.
you're like, you don't use this kitchen often.
Exactly. Be careful.
It's not forever, right?
Yeah,
It was not their forever home
No,
either.
but they had a similar, very low cost budget, and so we had to sort of get creative with them, and how can we make this look like their dream kitchen without going
doing
over their budget.
It is hard. And then we have clients that have a more luxury. Like we did a whole luxury 2-island kitchen just recently, that actually came in here and bought appliances, and they were hitting their budget, and they had a hefty budget, a really good budget, which was great. But they were even, because it was a whole house, not just a kitchen, and they were even shocked at how much appliances are now, which was really fun, because he is a scientist, so he analyzed everything and looked at the appliances for everything, and it was really fun to do it. But it also, it does come up more often now with shipping and all of those things.
Yeah, we are in a world where the pricing has become more and more annoying and more painful. I propose, since it's a round table of designers, should we talk about design for a minute?
Yeah.
And the way we plan kitchens, and then clients and everybody else can right size their kitchen for their budget. When we talk about the way kitchen design has changed since COVID, the thing that we've been enjoying a lot is, I think, the activation of more users in the kitchen. People sort of learned to cook over COVID. Obviously, the trend around wellness is super important. So we have a little bit of a unique approach when we do kitchen design, because we also have the influence of hospitality and restaurant design. My fiance, who is kind of a master of restaurant design, we remodeled our kitchen in COVID, actually demoed our kitchen in March of 2020. Story for another time. But he said something to me that at the time I just laughed, but it really shifted the way I thought about kitchen design. And that he asked me, because I'm the one who's passionate about cooking in our relationship, where I was going to put the charcuterie station. And our kitchen's an okay size, but I did not have on my radar a charcuterie station. But it really got me in the spirit of thinking about kitchens and stations. And maybe that's also used as zones. But really, what are the flavors of the kitchen, the type of people in the kitchen. He now cooks, by the way, because he loves the kitchen so much. But so we really try to think of them in kind of micro zones and how you can really flourish in that element. We love appliances, but I think things that we really try to start with when we think about kitchen planning is the circulation pattern and who is allowed at the station and who is not, and how we cannot cross each other's paths. We would never put a sink across from a cooking appliance, because I wouldn't want to butt butts with anyone while I'm cooking or washing dishes, for example. So the circulation pattern is really where we start, and then we go into our little stations of happiness and go from there. But I'm curious to hear from all of you how your thoughts around kitchen planning and design. I love to cook, so I could go on for hours about it, but I'd love to hear some of your current thinking about where you start with design in a kitchen, particularly since COVID.
Well, I'm also a passionate cook, so I love when I have a new kitchen design, because to me it starts with who's the cook. Let's sit down. What do you do? Like, to me, it's more than the circulation. To me, the starting point is, what do you do in your kitchen every single day, and what's your biggest challenge with your current layout, your current things, like what's missing. We bought a house also during the pandemic, and obviously everything had to go down, back to studs, the whole thing, because we're designers. But it was the same thing for my kitchen. Okay, so what am I doing every day? For example, I love cooking from scratch, so I needed a big surface to make pasta and make things and roll and fold and all the things. So I'm like, that's a no-brainer for me. And then, where's the sink? Where's this? All the things. So to me, it's like, who's the cook? If I'm coming down to a starting point, who's the cook? What do you do in your kitchen? Like, I have a client who practices kosher, so everything needs to be separated. So everything is double, 2 of everything, and that's a challenge with space, with organizing. But again, back to who are you and what do you need from your kitchen? That's what I would say it's my starting point.
I think, I think to both of your points, as designers, like, we obviously want things to look very beautiful. That's like in our nature, but it's also our job to make sure that it's very functional for our clients. So one of the things that we do always first is we send out like a group of questionnaires, and we always say, if it's, you and your partner, answer these questionnaires separately, because you might have different wants and needs in your kitchen. And then we kind of go from there. I mean, when you wake up in the morning, is the first thing that you do make coffee? Or one of our clients, she said one of her daughter gets up and she makes a smoothie every morning, so we made sure to include everything she needs for a smoothie in one area. And so I think what COVID brought about was making a kitchen functional for everybody, and making sure that as designers, our goal is to make it for them and then make it beautiful for them after.
I think too, appliances have really helped with kind of these zones. Like, for example, for the client that we have who does have a daughter who makes a smoothie every day, the refrigerator drawers came in super handy, and we were able to make a little station for that. So I think that the appliances that are out on the market really help us as designers to personalize these kitchens for our clients.
Yeah.
I used to prompt my clients, but when we would kick a new project off, I would kind of have my list of questions, and I was really focused on getting through this list and getting answers. And I've learned now to just take a step back and be quiet and let the client speak. And you get a lot more information. You find out what's most important. You do whatever they say first is going to be the most important. Where if I go through my list,
True.
I've also noticed too, I think it's a generational thing. I think the older generation interior designers was not a common thing, and the older generation is just kind of happy with whatever, and our younger clients have a huge list of what they want, most of it being unrealistic. So I think it's our job as designers to really help them narrow in and prioritize what they can actually fit in their kitchen, because a lot of the time, especially along coastal California with smaller homes, it doesn't all fit.
Yeah. I think too, going off of like how it fits, one of the first things we do is we select appliances. So we go with our clients, our rep educates them on the options that are available, and we get our package together, and then that kind of dictates how we lay out the kitchen. It's like, okay, well, what appliances are important to you, and then how do we make this fit? And sometimes the layout kind of does itself in that way.
I always tell it's funny when he brought up the triangle, because I always tell my clients, I was never good at geometry. So we don't really do the triangle, but we do like an ecosystem, and it was just like what you were talking about, who's in the kitchen. And a lot of times a big part of my kitchens are the dogs, and doing, where are we going to put the food? Are we going to incorporate some plumbing for them? So that's become a way big thing in probably the last 5 years for me.
I love that.
Yeah.
I went to Euro Cucina in 2021, was the first time over in Italy, and it's amazing. Back to appliances, back to what's new in the market, all the stuff. And unfortunately, it takes a couple years to get here, because I didn't see all the stuff I saw in 2021 in the States until like maybe 23, 24. But it opens your mind to, there's so much more than we see. Like, we're here and there's so many options, but there's so much more. And if we know there's more options, something that may fit our clients, and we can go like with a rep, hey, I saw this. How do we get it? Where do we, help me out here? And I feel like that, going to these shows, and I sort of move the conversation somewhere else, but going to, that's really seeing what's out there in different places around the world, and big in traveling and just opening up our minds, helps us when we're down here with a client. Oh, you know what, I saw something for exactly what you're saying, and it may be cheaper than having it custom made or something.
Yeah, like using the wash basins for the doggy bags, and then the pot filler. I have not seen that repurposed. It's crazy how we didn't think about this before. Having it lower
Exactly.
the food
Yeah.
bowl.
And
Such a use boom.
Yeah, we use pot fillers a lot.
Yeah.
yeah.
And I'm seeing that more and more in the homes I visit once they're complete and designed. Yeah, it looks.
And for smaller spaces, the induction cooktop, that now it's also the countertop, that it's just invisible. Like, I love that for smaller spaces.
Or pit.
Right.
Have you seen pit? I love pit. That you can put it anywhere on the counter.
Oh, I haven't
just
seen
one
that.
burner.
Oh, I
It's
love
amazing.
that.
It's one burner, and you can just put it right there. You only have to have one, and it's like the whole counter.
Did you
flips
say it's
over.
called Pit?
Pit?
I'm gonna
And it's
order
amazing.
one right
and
now.
It's been around forever. I love it. So we did a kitchen where we they cooked a lot, like sauces and things like that. So we
So
had
you
one
needed one
here,
big pot.
one over there, one here, and it was kind of like flowed through the countertop.
Oh my God, I love that.
It's pretty cool. Technology that evolves. It's like the French top that used to exist like that. It was, heated only in the center, and as you moved away, it got colder towards the end. So that's the important part, is asking our clients what's more important. Some people who eat out, the fridge is more important because they're going to want the leftovers, or if they entertain, the fridge is more, important.
Bigger trays, things
Correct,
like that.
correct.
And I feel like storage, to me, I'm
Never
big,
enough
I have a
storage.
bit
Never
of a,
enough.
everything needs to have its own place.
How much storage are
And
you
a-
building for people?
Everything has a specialty insert now for everything.
Oh, I love the inside.
But I
Inside
love
the cabinets
that.
are fun.
Yeah, that is really fun.
You open a drawer and everything has its place. Oh,
Yeah.
That's like my dream. I think my dream job, if I were to quit all my companies, which maybe I'll do when I retire, is just to go organize other people's house. I organized my best friend's house. They went on a trip, and I watched her house because her dog was there. And then they came home, and the whole pantry was
Where's
organized,
everything?
and kitchen. She kind of was, but everything was organized. And she's like, "What'd you do?" I'm all, "I had to watch your dog for 3 days. I didn't have anything to do."
I love this. I'll bring you to all my projects.
Yeah, exactly.
So I have someone.
The evolving,
It's
right?
part of evolving, and now she organizes everything.
Yeah.
So it's kind
But
of.
now we also have all those things you can buy, all those inserts to actually make it possible.
Do you, so one thing I don't do with all of our projects, I don't pick cabinet interior organizers and inserts. Do you all specify those yourself?
I do.
I try my hardest not to, because I do think
It's a
it's
lot of
personal
work.
to the client. It's
personal,
so
yeah.
much work. It's so personal. We can give suggestions, like,
Yeah.
okay, I suggest that you would put your pots and pans here and your trays here, and so on and so forth. But at the end of the day, I'm not using the kitchen. You're using the kitchen, and you're right. It does take a tremendous amount of time to individually spec out, each insert, and I do think it's personal. So we try and put that on our clients
I
to
did,
do.
I did
but
it for years, and it was almost more time than designing and drafting the whole cabinetry layout.
is.
So I just started telling the clients, yeah, it's a personal thing. I don't care what spice rack organizer you use. I don't care what corner cabinet insert you use. Work with the cabinet guy. They'll have a catalog. If there's a finished question, I'll answer it. And it hasn't been an issue on 100 kitchens.
That's pretty much
like
what
the
we do.
past 10 years or whatever.
I feel like I do set out a time, like at least an hour or two, to sit down with, again, the cook of the client who's the cook, whoever that is. Maybe it's not the client itself, there's themselves. And like, okay, tell me what you do, what you need, and then I'll suggest.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
okay,
what we do.
these are the things that is going to solve your problem. But I feel like for a lot of them, it comes back to cost and budget. It comes down to, okay, I'm going to splurge on this, not on that.
I think with us, we do the picking because we ask everybody, like you do, we ask everybody, what do you do? We look at their pots and pans. I literally built out a pot and pan
Bit
that you
measure,
pulled out,
yeah.
and all the pots were hanging.
Nice.
So you just pulled them out little, and it was. But we also asked, like, what do you do? How do you cook? What do you cook with?
What's
and I
your
think,
biggest pot?
what's your biggest pot? We measure it, but also I think because I cook, I understand the flow. I think
Right.
that helps too, and having kids and things. But we'll pick them out because I've noticed that my clients are hiring me because they're so overwhelmed. There's just too many things and they don't know everything. So we can say, there's this,
They
and
don't
that.
make the decision.
Here's that, here's it can go. And they could say, oh, I like that, but I don't like the cups, and the pull outs where you put all your stuff. I don't like the cups that are in there. So can we do something different? I'm like, yeah, let's do the ones with the shelves and put all your oils in it. So there's stuff like that where I feel like if I leave it up to them, one, it will never get done. It will
Right.
never get finished. And then they're so overwhelmed and they can't figure it out. And then
Yeah.
they just like, oh, I don't know, and they throw their hands up.
And it was just going to go back to the way it
It just
was.
comes back to the way it was,
You go
or it
there
comes
a
back
year
to you
later.
anyways. And, you're
Right.
like, and then at the end, they're mad at you because you didn't finish the kitchen. And it's like, well, you didn't pick the kitchen, but you didn't pick the staff.
The technology changes though. It's hard to keep up with all the new
How
products
much
and
temperature we
options
need
and
nowadays.
Yeah,
It's
you always need
crazy.
another 500 panel.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, you always do. Put another 250 and you'll be good.
The way I do mine, I work with here, a lot of you probably do too, or have, San Diego Custom Cabinets. And so they draft all the cabinets, and I'll take the client to the showroom, and we're opening and looking at what the inserts are. All the Riva shelf is what they typically use. And so they do all the drawings for me, so I'm not even
see, I draw
doing
them
that.
like
Yeah, I don't do the cabinet drawings,
Yeah.
so I don't
You don't
spend
have to
that
deal with
time.
it, yeah.
Exactly.
That's actually kind of nice. That
yeah,
you don't have
it's
to
very
do all
nice.
this.
I do like the fact that was mentioned earlier, of choosing appliances first for that purpose, because there's always
Oh, yeah.
You have to,
To a
yes.
client's eye, we want to use the storage as much as we can, but you need that dead space or that angle or where the door
Put the
opens
gas
and
in
the
and
other doesn't open.
Yes.
You don't want to have that one disappoint.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what they selected doesn't work with the cabinet. And also, speaking of budget, for the future, what I'm learning is, like when we learn about washlets, you need a plug next to a toilet every single
Oh,
time.
yes.
Right.
You might not have the budget.
Or they're
right
going to
now.
add a bidet
Later
later
on.
or
Yeah.
something, so we
Right.
try to do it.
Right.
Same
Yeah.
thing
those
as we were
things,
talking
yeah.
about beverage centers or floors, you might want to put one in the bathroom later because a lot of the high-end makeup is required to be refrigerated.
Yeah.
And it's upstairs, downstairs. You don't want to take your makeup downstairs and then when you need it, take it upstairs. So you can have that outlet ready for later.
Later on,
Yeah. So it's room for cabinet.
But Rachel, I'm just like you. I do delegate too. I go to the experts.
I have a very small firm, so it's, I have to.
We can't know it all.
I can't do it all. I can't know it all.
But that's what also our suppliers are there for. Like they're the experts at that, and they know all those inserts that are near that maybe we don't,
Yes.
right? No, so I'm definitely with you on that. Also, it saves so much time.
Yes.
Let's just be real.
Yes. I would never let anyone build off any cabinet drawings that I did.
These are just suggestions. I just pick the color.
Yeah, exactly.
We're drafting all of our plans and our kitchen plans and
That's
all that,
great.
but then we make them, so then it goes to my next person. So then Brandon takes that and
Yes.
builds it.
Yes.
And whatever I have forgotten or missed, I always say, build it off the wall. I do not want filler. Build that cabinet off the wall. Most people be like, what? So he knows exactly that means. That door has to open, not hit the door, and I want it to look not like a filler. It has to look like a whole cabinet. Like there's a lot of things. So we have a language, which is nice now, but
Shadow lines.
yeah. So we draw it all and just pop it off and. Well, but then when you're drafting it, it's like we're putting the plugs in for the builders to build and the cabinet people to build and the
A lot
tile
more high-ends
person.
are being built, and people want, like he was talking about, appliance garages or like high to small appliances. So you need to know, like, okay, but where are they going to plug it in? Because we don't want to see it, but we're going to use it sometime or another.
I feel like that is a must now that I'm almost telling people to do in every single kitchen. I'm
Just
like,
put it in for
this
later.
is not a question. I'm
Yeah.
just letting you know we're going to do a big appliance garage. You're going to pull it out. Everything's going to be plugged in. Because back to organizing, and that's a personal thing, obviously. But I'm very like, can it just look empty and clean?
Yes.
We all have a mess. Let's do it behind closed doors.
Yeah.
It's just
I think everybody's up for that. I think years back people wanted it out and accessible, and now everybody wants it tucked away. Wants it tucked away. There's always that one
Or the
client
dirty
though.
kitchen.
That's what I love. I do love the dirty kitchen because of that. Like when you're at a dinner party, when there's everything's open, and then you're like, where'd everything go? It's just so it feels so seamless,
Elegance and entertaining.
Yes, so fabulous.
And I feel
But
like
I
it's deeper
also
than
like
that.
the box of goodies and being able to kind of behind each cabinet door having something specific and it might be a place to hide, but it might be a special cabinet for your charcuterie or your smoothie or your dog food or anything else. But
Your KitchenAid.
your
Right, the
KitchenAid.
KitchenAid.
Yeah,
But I feel
I'm
like
curious.
I feel like it goes deeper than just it looks clean or entertaining. I feel like it's also like you walk into your house and it feels
It feels
like a-
peaceful.
yeah,
It
like
feels
a breath of
peaceful.
fresh air. Like it's at peace because everything has place.
I'm
That's
curious what everyone's kind of favorite unique appliance they've seen lately.
Our favorite by far is the Monogram Advanced Speed Cook because I feel like that eliminates so many appliances that we are trying to tuck behind this appliance garage.
Yeah, exactly.
What does that one do?
So basically, you can bake, you can air fry, you can toast, you can
Uh-huh.
reheat. There's also ones I believe I don't think Monogram, but
That one's not good for bread baking, though. We found out because
Not good for bread
it's
baking.
the oven is too small.
yeah.
And you have to get down, and it's not big enough to put your
Yeah.
Dutch ovens in.
Yeah.
So now my client is we're redoing a cabinet to put in another oven just for her
Yeah.
bread. So I have found that out. Because
Okay.
I love that thing too.
Yeah.
So just think of that. Be like, do you make bread? Or they do. Be like, this one's not for you. Or you need a second
Everybody
one.
makes
Or you
bread
need
now,
a
too,
second
so.
one.
Yeah.
but I mean, it does get a lot of those appliances that we would typically tuck away kind of off your counter.
Yeah.
And honestly, like we've used it in the past and I love it.
Yeah.
Like it's amazing.
Nice.
You are listening to an incredible conversation featuring some amazing designers in an incredible location, the Pacific Sales Kitchen and Home Showroom in San Diego, California. We'll be right back. If you've listened to the show for any amount of time, you've heard me say this, that the most important word in the design industry is service. Product is important, price is important, selection is important, but stellar service is the premier idea that can make all the difference in the success of a project, any project. How design professionals like you demand great service and your favorite brands in one place with expert, knowledgeable, and non-commission sales professionals. It's really important. It means that their only incentive is your satisfaction. Pacific Sales Kitchen and Home, a Best Buy company, has just that with over 60 years of experience in Southern California. Pacific Sales is your destination for exploration, advice, and inspiration. Now, you have the Pacific Sales Kitchen and Home team to help you and offer their Pro Rewards program, which is a trade program unlike any you have experienced before. Earn 3% in Best Buy gift cards, e-gift cards, or 2.5% in rewards checks for every qualified and delivered sale. In addition to special trade pricing, exclusive offers, access to exclusive special events, and so much more than I could possibly tell you about here. And the cherry on top is access to exclusive builder trade incentives from top brands and the stellar service, again, from a company that has been serving the industry for over 60 years. Terms and conditions apply to the Pro Rewards program and builder trade incentives. So visit a Pacific Sales expert at a showroom today for full details and to learn how you can unlock additional savings and benefits. Don't miss out on the opportunity to work with the best of the best. Visit Pacific Sales Kitchen and Home today and elevate your projects to new heights. The design industry is in the midst of a generational and fundamental change. If you're in the biz, you feel it. I know you do. We all do. Just about every aspect of the industry is growing, changing, and turning into something entirely different due to a number of factors that, not to go into here, but between tariffs and supply chain and political influence, just clients have changed. Pricing has changed. Everything about the industry has changed, except for one thing: the need for strong design and architecture communities. And that's what led to the creation of Shelter Republic, an online community exclusively for the design and architecture communities, a place to engage with other like-minded creatives outside of the prying eyes of clients and the media. Wouldn't you like to belong to a nurturing community where you can have those real, challenging, authentic conversations, watch exclusive design-focused content, take free courses to level up your design business, hear from experts in the industry, guiding you and helping you move ever forward? And it's free to join. No catch, but it's invitation only. This is not like maybe some other programs you've heard of before where you pay a fee, a sizable fee, and go through a quasi-vetting process only to get there and realize that you're kind of just paying for an ad. That is not what this is. If you're a designer or an architect, you qualify. If you want in, email confobydesign@outlook.com and type Shelter Republic in the subject line. That's it. An invitation to join will follow. Call this the anti-social media platform where you can meet, engage, and share ideas in a safe, closed community environment of like-minded creatives. That's what this is. And like I said, it's free to join. Send an email, confobydesign@outlook.com. Subject line is Shelter Republic. It's that simple. And like I said, it's free to join. See you there.
I'm still a fan of just a big 48-inch chunky range with a gorgeous, I just did a monogram brass hood. And I just, for me, I know it's function too, but I just love that moment where you walk in and it's just this gorgeous brass thing, just sparkling. I'm not a cook, obviously, so.
That is pretty.
I'll take the range over a cooktop.
I'm like, let's work. I'm a range girl. I am a range girl. Yeah,
I feel range cooktop.
It depends on the space.
Do you cook?
I like a range and a cooktop.
Okay, both. Okay,
No.
not that a cool range isn't a cool range.
Yeah.
I use both. I have a range.
That's what I was going to say. And a
I've
wall
done
oven.
I've done a wall oven, a cooktop, and a range, but it depends on.
Do you cook?
Yeah, constantly.
And you like
mean, I
getting a
cook.
facial in your oven in your kitchen?
No, so I have
A
double
what?
A
ovens.
facial from the
So
steam
I have
of the
double
oven.
ovens, and then we have the range because when you cook soups and stuff, the way it has to cook on there is different than on the cooktop. And then we use that one for bread baking, and then we also have a cooktop. Too,
I
so.
try to sorry to be the unpopular one here.
Someone's got to do it.
I try to never, ever use a
that's
range.
funny.
The only time I would ever use a range is in a back kitchen.
Yeah.
But I like to do oven packs. One of my favorite, not necessarily unique, I have an affinity towards Gaggenau, so we almost exclusively specify Gaggenau. But they have the combination steam oven, dry
those are
and
amazing.
steam.
Yeah.
And so for people that really do love to cook, I think there's a magic in being able to control the content of moisture and
I
dryness.
want the microwave
and
that does that.
the
Have you used that one?
speed oven.
Is the speed oven with
Yeah.
the steam? That's what I want to now get for myself to use to learn how to
For
do
the
it for
bread ones,
quiet.
they have the
But if you have a great combination speed oven, then you can really substitute it for a microwave because the steam heats it so fast.
Yeah.
And
is
I think
better
the
for you.
quality of the reheat is better.
Yeah.
Now, if you want to like quickly boil water or like melt butter or something like that, but I don't know.
Back to
Yeah.
preferred appliances. Can I go back to basics and say a built-in coffee machine?
Yeah,
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Like having espresso,
Yes.
a latte, anything.
Love
that
the
to me-
built-in coffee
And I'm a
machine.
big cook, and I can live with
Yeah.
anything else, but coffee just needs to be perfect.
The other
Not
thing I
feeding-
can't live
feeding- filling a
without
pot. Oh my
is,
god.
and I'm surprised how many clients do not do this, but I cannot live without warming drawers, or at least a warming drawer. And I think a lot of clients think this is where I put my food it's
For my
cooked to
plates
keep it warm. And so many of them, and I'm always surprised, don't use it to heat their dishes.
Yeah.
So when they plate, they can
They're
always be
nice.
serving at temperature.
Yeah.
I have a client that when she has big parties, she puts tortilla chips
Yep.
in there.
Yeah.
And it's just her
love
little
that.
like
You can
nacho
warm-
station there. You know?
You can
Yeah.
warm tortillas
yes.
on the plate of
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
The warming drawer is like a really powerful
I love
appliance. I don't do anything without my warming
We've
drawer.
stuck those in studios for the towels.
What?
We've stuck those in
For
studios,
towels,
like makeup
yes,
images for
yeah.
towels, which is good.
Yeah.
You know what
on
else?
the bathroom side. Yes, yes.
You know what else is a really good one is now Kohler makes one too, but the zip faucet. I
Oh,
make every
gosh,
client
I
get
love
one
that.
for hot tea, for
Yes.
sparkling water.
Yes.
I drink sparkling water like it's
Yes.
going out of style.
Yeah,
Same
same.
water. I'm just like, I had a client who did the math.
But you
and
have
found
to
he
like a
saved money
certain
from it.
level of fizz. Like I feel like it goes if you're
It fizzes
Perrier
out.
versus Topo Chico.
It's got a lot.
And detailed. I like it.
Yes. You have to make them aware of it because if they like their tongue burning from fizz, you're probably not going to get it.
It's like
but-
let it sit for a
Yeah.
minute and it's
Yeah.
fine. But it gets the hot water gets to the point of actually the right temperature for tea.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it's like perfect, and then you need one thing.
Yeah.
I love
and it's
that.
one faucet.
Right.
Yes.
You just have to know you need a whole cabinet for
Yes.
the unit.
Yeah.
But other than that, we've put them almost in every client. And then I
Yeah.
just heard the other day Kohler came out with one. So I want to.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
I heard almost like
coming out with
Yeah.
one.
Water's
All
inside.
of their real faucets.
Those
You know
are
what
really
I think
great.
It's key too. Those touchless faucets that came out a couple years ago. I make every client get one because if you're cooking, you're there with dirty hands doing all the things, and then you just wave and it's on and off. Even with your voice, some of them. I love that.
I'd
do
be
think that's-
curious which ones
do.
work really well because I've
touchless,
yeah,
yeah. I've
some
had the touchless.
some I
There's
think
wired and there's battery.
yeah.
Wired.
Wired have always
The wired works
100%.
better. Okay.
Yes.
What were
I
you
think
gonna
I
Do you
got the
substitute
wrong
a
one.
traditional faucet for the touchless, like every time, or do you have it in conjunction with?
Every time because it has both of them. Most of them have like a little.
And you can turn it off. You just
Yes.
close the
Yes.
handle.
Okay.
Like everyone comes to my house and
every
like, I don't know how to use
Yes.
this.
Yeah.
Or you go.
Think
it's
about
like,
it. You're there
just
with your
reach it,
dirty
just
hands
touch it.
doing
They have the
Or wave.
sensor ones
Yeah.
now too. Where you don't have to touch it.
I do the
My
wave.
other
because
favorite thing in the kitchen is the prep sink workstations.
Yeah, those are
We like to custom design ours. I have a pet peeve in kitchens if the prep sink is not near the cooking appliance, preferably cooktop. Sorry for the range people, but
I feel like fire defeats everything else. You need fire.
but when we do our custom prep sinks that are integrated, The thing that we don't see a lot in manufactured sinks that is confusing to me is why the garbage chute is not integrated.
Yeah.
So as we know, whenever we're prepping food that goes directly into a cooking appliance at some point, you know, you're peeling, you're chopping, you're trimming fat, whatever it is you're doing, you're pulling the plastic off of something. I don't care. But having that whole workstation integrate with a very polite looking,
Like you
not
put it
too
right into
scary.
the colander.
So you just slide right in.
Right?
Yeah,
That's great. We just bought our
that's
appliance.
another
They're
thing I
amazing.
notice working with professional chefs is that they always have kind of their trash adjacent, and it slides in, and you scoop up.
Oh yeah. You know what I was wondering? I want to see if maybe we can talk about this. Is aging in place, and we all are constantly doing that, and all of our clients are now. All my clients are now bringing their family members in. So I'm redoing more and more kitchens for that. I just had to do one because they can't move around in the kitchen because the mom is always in there and she's in a wheelchair and it's hard to get around. And so now we're reconfiguring all these kitchens. So how do you guys feel about aging in place in the kitchens now?
I just got an email inquiry through my website that said, please design my death house. And I was like, what? And I called the client like immediately, like, are you okay? And he was like, well, you know, he said, first of all, I was trying to get a call back because I don't know how busy you are. But second of all, this will be the last time I do this. He's in his 70s. And so I think that's like going to be a big bulk of our clients.
Yeah.
But he's hysterical. So I was like, okay.
I want to work for him just.
I know.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But I guess going back to our circumstances and reality post-COVID and all that we were saying earlier, people are staying in their homes. They're no longer necessarily selling and buying a new one like it was a trend for years. Yeah. So we're doing that a lot. Aging in place, making sure everything, enlarging open doors and openings, but also in the kitchen, making things more accessible.
Yeah.
I feel like I've been doing that a
Or
lot
rolling
lately.
up to things. Yeah.
That's
Oh,
why they're turning
ADUs,
a lot of
yes.
them, so
Yeah.
used to bring the children back.
Yeah.
College students.
Well, I
learning
think
back.
real estate is so crazy for a lot of people, you know, and with interest rates and everything. So once they're, you know, you find that location that you like, then
You
you
don't
don't
leave.
want to move. You don't want to leave.
Unless you're my family and they move every 4 years. So every 4
Oh.
years I'm designing, well, my mom, she designs it.
Well, that's great. Great for you.
It's great until you have to pack them up and then you're like, where are you going this time?
Yeah.
So it's like, okay. But I do have to say, like, I do find these clients that have mobility issues. There's a lot of things. The ovens, pulling them down, and you know how microwaves are up high, so now they're lower so they can lift them out, because I have found that my older clients, they are afraid to put things in the microwave and pull them out, and they're not stable and they'll fall on them now. So we're changing things out a lot now.
Are
So
you
I have to
speccing
ask-
microwave drawers for
Yes,
them now?
a lot of microwave drawers, a lot. And then we're also speccing, well, not I guess speccing, but we're lowering the ovens because they're shrinking. But we're lowering ovens so that they have that, because things are heavy, right?
Right.
To pull things out, our side ones, to pull them out and put them up. And it's almost got to
Yeah.
be like right at the counter. Like there's no more twisting. It's like,
Yeah.
like that's about as far as you can go. So I do find a lot of clients, and they're losing strength, or they're having hard times turning faucets on. That's
I think it's all minor tweaks, just positioning of appliances and clearances, and
Yeah.
I don't think it's a drastic change to it.
No.
Yeah.
It's just
Typical,
some
just
things like the microwave to the
A
micro
little
drawer.
more thought. Yeah.
I think for that showers, actually.
Yeah,
Pivoting to
showers are
bathrooms for a second, but with placing the valve outside.
Well, now that's code now. You have
Yeah.
you cannot have a valve underneath a shower head. Anything that comes out water has to be across or outside. So I cannot tell you. Or toilets can't be 16 on center anymore. They're 18 on the center. So every time you remodel, you're like, 2 inches over. Here we go. So so water's changing strangely. But the valves, it's like,
Yeah.
why can't I open it and just stick my hand in there?
But I do think in terms of aging too, that's a great benefit that, the code has changed so like that you access
You
your
don't
valve
slip.
from outside. Yeah, and you don't
Didn't
slip and you don't
Delta-
get singed by burning hot water
Oh,
when you
sure.
turn it on.
Didn't Delta have the automatic? Didn't they have it the one a long time ago? They were doing one that you could start and stop on your phone.
Well, some of them.
Yeah.
Electronic-
Some of them, you can do that in
Yeah.
some of them.
But
Yes.
like Grizo, speaking of Delta, has volume control where the temperature stays put. If you like it at a setting,
Yeah.
you just turn it on and off separately.
Yeah.
It's not all on the same handle. So for those cases where you have elderly, you don't want them to touch that, you just show them where the on and off.
Or kids.
Speaking of bath, I do have a question. Have you got? Were we allowed to talk about baths? I didn't remember. Okay. Have you guys seen a lot of remodels that include a steam shower and a sauna
Part of the wellness.
within the primary
And now
bedroom?
ice baths.
Yeah.
It's cool. Or what do they call cold plunge now?
Cold plunge.
Correct.
Where it's both a steam and a sauna in one.
No, separate.
Oh, yeah,
Or
yeah,
next
yeah,
to each
yeah.
other.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
But
yeah.
now adding that into
Yes,
the project.
yeah, definitely.
Yeah, because
My
there's a lot
investor.
more flexibility
Yeah.
now with different generators, different sizes, depending on your bathroom.
They're not so big anymore.
Correct.
Yeah,
Is
the
this what a
cold
brand you
plunges
both love?
take up a lot of space with the
do.
chiller. And one thing that we ran into actually just this last week is it's surprising to me how many cold plunges don't have great drainage or water supply, and so I sort of run cold, so I'm not huge into the cold plunge, but this kind of the water sits there for 30 days
Oh,
and
God, no.
Ew.
but that's what
I'm all, no.
right, but that's how most of them are designed.
Yeah.
So it is kind of strange.
Like a spa.
It doesn't filtrate? I thought it was filtrating like a spa.
No. I haven't used them.
The average nice cold plunge off the shelf, not custom, doesn't necessarily have a drain or a water supply, and so you often have to plan for that separately. We've also done a custom one where it's kind of built in more like a tub, but you got to put the water in there and then chill it, right?
Takes some time.
Which
But
is the
this
whole
is a
thing.
chilling refrigeration type event.
Right.
It's cold water, super cold, so it doesn't just stay cold any more than hot stays hot, right?
I've never done an indoor cold plunge. I guess you just put an ice maker in the bathroom.
That's not the worst idea. You're like, I just open the door and it lands in the tub and that's it. Problem
Some
solved.
ice, refrigerator drawer for the champagne.
Yes. Oh, yes.
Good to go.
I have a client that does that
Bubbles.
everywhere. Her whole
not like
island
that at
we
all.
designed with 3 different fridges and then a double drawer, and all she drinks is champagne. So each fridge has a different. I love when she invites me over because she's always like, "Which one you want?" I'm like, "Ooh," because there's rows. There's ones that come from actual France. She's got them all, and she travels the world, so she brings them back. Her island's huge, and it's just like fridge, drawer, fridge.
so
fridge. But we did it in a way that you don't really see it. It's very hidden, but
And you
Yeah.
love bubbles.
and I love
So
it.
there you go.
She was my
I'm
favorite. I
surprised
was
she
like,
wouldn't want to display her lovely champagne collection.
she wanted it all.
She wants to
hidden
drink
around.
it.
Even better.
Yeah, she
Even
just
better.
wanted it all around the
That's
island and then
enough.
have everything in her fridge.
Question, are you preserving, or are you drinking?
Yeah.
Then you
She
know
Yes.
the
drinks
sign.
it.
Back to who you are and what you
Right.
need.
Yeah. I think wildly custom wine refrigeration and coolage has also been an important one. I feel like we're always kind of learning a little bit more about
The triple
different
sign.
controls
and
and
that's-
how to make it not look like a refrigerator.
And I'm sure you, because you do it all over too. Like I did one in Arizona, and then I was here, and the temperatures are highly different.
Yes.
And I have found that trying to figure out the best temperature for that. It's also personal preference of the clients was different, and then
Yeah.
all the systems that have to go into that and all that. I found
Right.
Arizona seemed a little different.
Yeah.
It was much more like a dry kind of when we were there. And
Yes.
they wanted the whole room the same temperature as that fridge.
Yes.
So I was like,
They
there's a
needed
challenge.
what was the one with the cellars? They needed a whole
cellar?
cellar,
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah. I
from
have
the
a good
desert.
one for
I
you.
get that.
So
I
my
get that, yeah.
fiance is quite a creative one and comes up with these very great creative ideas, but he's doing wine capsules that actually come out of the floor in our new restaurant.
So it's staying cold in the ground?
Yeah, so they
that's interesting. Space
there's
saving, I love it.
essentially a cylinder that goes down into the ground about 5 feet, and then there's kind of a manhole looking top to it.
Like a time capsule almost.
A wine capsule, yes. And the wine can go down there and sit for a bit of time because it's really the great temperature to control red wine at, and then you pop up the wine capsule and serve your red wine.
I love that.
That's why it's fun to look at the restaurant industry when it comes to residential interior kitchen design, I think, because I think at a glance it feels non-conventional and not obvious, but if you start sewing it together and thinking about it, it's
much better.
It's
together.
fun, yeah.
It's just
I
like
think it gives you.
I mean, whatever opens your mind to different ideas,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
And then you come back, and how do you adapt? And
It is slowly trickling in. Years ago, you would never have a kitchen faucet with the handle sprayer. You know,
Oh,
the more
yes.
or the spring-loaded.
God, and I can't even picture that.
Yeah, or a
like
larger
that.
stainless sink with the
Yeah.
lip around it, you know, for cutting boards and drain boards. And I think even in traditional design, we're seeing more of those commercial type,
Yeah,
industrial faucets.
Like,
Yeah.
the bigger handles on
Yeah.
appliances and things
I
like that.
How do they
can't
call it?
imagine.
Workstation sinks? Now that they have all the
Yes.
different.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
What I like about that is you could put the cutting board over it and it becomes a counter space.
The cutting board, the calendar.
Yeah, all those
Yeah.
things.
A little extra space for you to.
We typically do the pull down, I guess it's called,
Yeah.
at the prep sink, and then the pull out sprayer at
That's what we usually
the
do, too.
dishwashing sink.
Yeah. All of our clients all want prep sinks too. I
Yeah.
believe in those very highly as well. And we usually either do a circle, which fits their biggest colander, or we'll do something different so it looks like very nice and creative and
With the
fun.
double bowl sinks, what I'm learning is the half wall in the middle is also like flood because if you have trays you want to rinse when you have the. Because
I'm like the worst person. I'm like, they bother me so much.
well, because sometimes so that again you ask how they use.
Yeah.
Some people like it because then they can wash the vegetables and things as well too when they
Yeah.
need to fill it up. It's a half wall, but then if they have a tray, they can still rinse it out
and
without
everything
getting in the
in the
way.
middle.
Yeah.
It's hard, yeah.
Most people I find, it's funny enough, I'm like highly opinionated on sinks, and
Yeah.
and people know what they want in the kitchen, and I'm always having to pressure them for like a 36 or a larger
Yes.
sink.
Yeah,
you know?
and they were always like, no, but when
I
they
don't
get it, they're
need
like,
it.
I love this.
Yeah.
This is so
Bigger is better because
I did
then
a
you get all
46
the
minimum.
the accessories
Yeah.
and the workstation.
We just did a
and-
46.
Yeah.
That's a dream.
Yeah, we
Wait to
did.
see
We
this,
did too with the tool sink.
Yeah, it's so fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have a kind of a new measure, but we determine how many sinks are in a kitchen by how many users there are. So each person should always have their own
Their own
sink
sink.
and their own station.
That would be nice. But it's funny because then my child would never. Well, he's an adult, but he wouldn't clean anything still.
Paper plates.
Yeah, still not clean anything. Have you guys also found? I'm talking about designing wise. So the aesthetics. I'm constantly having to educate people on the countertop, stone versus not, the type of tile, how they cook, how they use it, all
Yes.
those things. What are the, do you guys find that a lot of times that you're having to constantly educate your clients why and why not? Like, I have clients who want marble, but they want everything perfect and they have little kids, and I'm like, marble is not your friend. We will not be using that. Let's
Or they
do,
like wine.
yeah, or wine, or like, let's use a dolomite that's like a marble or something like that. Do you guys find you've had to constantly educate your
We
clients?
always educate sort of in the beginning. Like one of the first meetings we have is sort of going through different cabinetry styles, different tile, different countertops, and also when we go to look at slabs, we always bring our clients with us because it makes them feel like they're part of designing, which is great.
That's nice.
And then also like our reps, they're obviously going to be way more knowledgeable about slabs than I ever will be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so it's great for them to say, this is a marble from Italy, it was from this mountain, and they like hearing all of that, and we can educate them on if they don't want any etching or stains, like maybe you are going to a more hard surface like a dolomite, still will etch and stain, but not as crazy as marble, you know.
Or something like scissor stone where they do edge, but you can buff it out, and once the kids get older, you could then retouch it and resurface it.
I also just always tell our clients, patinaing is beautiful. Like it's
Yes.
beautiful.
Like, look at
when-
Italy. It's all marble.
When marble ages, it looks, in my opinion, better.
Yeah.
I don't like
Yeah.
the way that pristine, perfect quartz countertops look. I think that they look manufactured, and so also educating our clients that it's okay to not have every surface look pristine and perfect. It's better that way.
I like that.
We try to use all natural materials where we can.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
That's why it's important for slabs.
I mean,
to
in
see
commercial,
samples
we'll
and
use quartz, but and residential,
I do.
I
again, like,
only
we
do it
commercial,
by
hospitality, and
force.
residential.
I'm like,
Yeah.
you really want that one.
Yeah.
It's tough. I mean, every client wants the durability, but they want the look of the natural stone, and I think you have to tell them you can't have both.
But there's so many
You can with some.
You just educational.
Some stones and
Quartzite is so
quartzites,
strong.
Yeah,
But
But it's just educational. Like, yeah, you have to seal it once a year, so do it right before Thanksgiving. They're like, is it hard? I'm like, if I can do it, you can do it. It's
Yeah.
really easy. Or just saying, just don't clean it with, Ajax or
you have
whatever.
such a nice practical tone.
Thank
If I
you.
can do it, you can do
Yeah,
it.
I know. Well, yeah. All the years I've had to build things myself. Well,
Really?
okay. So
Do you
we
build
design.
stuff?
Yes, I
Good
actually.
for
My mom,
you.
when I was 10, started making me build, so I know how to hang drywall, to hang tile. I taught my son to do
Wow,
tile.
look at
My son
you.
worked for me, so I had to. But then I'd be on the job site, and I want the guys to do something, and they're not doing it right. Like I had Chinese handmade tile. Came from Japan for my client's house, and I laid it all out on the ground a specific way I wanted it, and they just looked at it, and I'm like, you know what, just do it myself. So I was like, you cut it all, and I can't. I did it all, and then my clients came in, and the way it laid out, they're like, it's perfect. I'm like, yeah, they did a good job. I didn't want them to know.
You
I put
cut the
I
tile
didn't
on
cut
the
it. I made
saw?
my son cut it, and my other
Like,
employee cut it, and then I just hung it. But it's like knowing all that stuff. It's like you have to tell your clients that tile
Yeah.
was perfect for them because it was a house that they didn't actually use.
Yes.
He was a realtor and he used it for his meetings. And she trained horses, and they wanted this house to keep the feel of what it was but kind of elevate it. And so it was really fun. Would I put that tile in anybody else's house? No. Because he couldn't clean it. He would ruin it, like all those things. But that's what I told him. I'm like, if you're going to clean this, and they're both all, we don't live here. I was like, oh. You can have whatever you want. But if it was somebody else, I'd be like, yeah, you can't. I would be like, no, you can't do
Take a
this.
picture of that.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like, but I think that knowing where to use an element and where not to use an element is highly key for us, which is why we're always learning things. So.
That is highly key.
So you do with your kitchens and things. We're about to do an event space, so it's a little.
Nice.
It's not like really kitchens and stuff.
Yeah.
Do you find that on your bars and things that you're using that you have to use more highly durable material, or do you just use all kinds of different material? Like, would you use copper, or would you use stone, or on a bar?
Short answer, yes. I mean, it just depends on the client and all the things that we would consider before making a material selection. But I don't know. We have some clients that, are super clean and, want the beauty and are willing to deal with it,
Yeah.
and other clients who aren't, as I'm sure we all do.
Have you guys done this? So I had to do this last year. I had a client that wanted to redo a kitchen and their whole house, and she had a chef and someone else that cleaned, and she told me what she liked, and then she left, and I sat down with them, and I had to interview them about how they clean and what they do and how they cook, and I literally just the house for her people. For the people that were employed by her, that actually did all the daily stuff, and
That's
Which
nice.
sometimes
It
I
was-
wish it is because cleaning
it was really interesting.
ruin a lot
Yeah.
of appliances.
So, and they were like, we don't like grout. And I'm like, good to know. Let's put slabs in the shower.
Yeah.
And they're like, I
Yeah.
don't like cleaning this way, and I don't. And we can only use these products. And we changed the whole way that we designed because of that, which was a first for me. I've never had the client be like, I'm leaving to go to Pilates. Can you talk to them? And I'm like, talk to who? Who am I talking to? Yeah.
Those are the easier ones.
Well,
Should
I've
we
never had that
shift?
happen. I haven't had that happen to me, but I do love that. Again, it goes back to what we do first, having that interview. Who's using the bathroom? Are you cleaning it? No. Okay, who's cleaning it? What do I ask about? Grout or no grout?
Yeah, exactly. All the things that come in.
So we've talked a lot about kitchen design, and should we talk about outdoor kitchens?
Yeah.
I'm curious what my esteemed colleagues would say about outdoor kitchen design.
I love outdoor
Anyone
kitchens.
do
I
a
love-
kitchen recently that they love,
For the
love,
last
love?
5 years, I've been doing outdoor kitchens. They're way better.
What?
I love my outdoor kitchens. They're way better. They're just much more fun, and you get the outside element and the inside element is all in one. So they're super fun.
Plus,
Yeah.
if it's San Diego based, I feel like we just have this perfect weather.
Yes.
Why not just be outside the whole time? Maybe
Makes
it's just
more
me.
square footage.
You do extend your house,
Yeah.
even if it's just a balcony. If you're,
Storage, it's
yes.
important to talk about it because depending how far it is from the main kitchen, then you want to sometimes have tools outside ready to go versus
Yeah.
going back and forth while you
Right.
have guests and you want to entertain outside.
I feel like I entertain outside 360 days of the year and inside just once or twice, if ever, because
Yeah.
it was the one day a year that rained. You know what I mean?
Or the light, because like you have, it's nice because you have layers, right? You have lighting, you have your kitchen, you have your cooking, you have the people, you have the nature, you have all those things to put in, and it's like so it can turn day to night. And everybody just hangs out in the kitchen anyways, and sometimes you're like, get out so I can cook. And then
Yes.
the dogs are outside, the people are outside, you can go out there. I like it a lot more. And now they have cabinetry that's made for outside. So I think there's a few lines now where before it was just stainless, and now you actually have actual cabinetry.
It's
Looks
funny
like a
too
kitchen.
when we were talking about like husband versus wife preferences or partner preferences and how, you know, each one kind of wants a different thing. We're doing an outdoor, well, semi kitchen outdoor next to a pickleball court, and the only thing that the husband wants is the kegerator. So it's just been kind of
one
funny.
from Middleby. Middleby makes an amazing one that can go inside and outside.
Good to know. But it's really funny. And all the wife wants is, you know, a Hoshizaki ice and water maker.
Yeah.
So we've,
You have to have ice
yeah,
outside.
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Which makes sense next to the pickleball court.
You're like swimming in a bar.
Exactly. But that's been a fun one just because, you know, of their
Yeah.
needs and wants being different, and then kind of combining the two and having this space that's very practical, obviously, too.
Yeah.
It's been
Ice is a good one. All the different types of
Oh my gosh,
ice
so
now.
the nugget ice. Everyone wants the nugget
Yeah.
The
ice.
nugget
Yeah.
ice is
And
good.
find
The
and-
craft.
Have you found which ice maker you like them? I remember the ones with the ball. You make the ball. But what's the best ice maker?
That's
now?
a great question. I feel like we're
I know,
hunting
which
a
is
lot
the
on
best?
that.
I feel like for the nugget ice, we've been putting in
Yeah,
the
Scotsman.
Scotsman.
Yeah.
At least for the
Exactly.
nugget ice.
Yeah.
And they're so people are so specific about
their
it.
ice?
Like
Right.
they really are. So
You know what I've been finding? That people, and why I love outdoor kitchens too, or outdoor spaces, they are okay going bolder outside than inside for some reason.
Yes.
So so we get to have more fun. I like the fun.
I was going to
colorful
say,
balls.
you're so funny because I know you're a color girl too. It's so funny to me why that one piece of glass makes them so fun out there, and I'm like, I don't understand the
difference.
Yeah,
What is it like the truck?
It
and you
gives them
step
that
over?
freedom. I don't
Yeah.
know. They step outside and they
Yeah.
feel freer, and then
Which
we
is
can go bolder.
again back to my range thing is for, because people come to me for color. That's what they literally come.
You're
to me
really
for
good at it.
feathers, by the
And
way.
feathers, yes. And so a range is also a great, a great place
Yellow,
to put color.
just like a yellow
and,
outdoor
yeah,
range or
exactly. So it's
Yeah.
very hard. I'm actually happy now that we're doing sink skirts sometimes and stuff like that and softening
Which
the
room makes
kitchen.
good colors.
And yeah, so it's fun because I'm always like, okay, I got to paint cabinetry or something like that. So it's always finding that way to incorporate other than backsplash.
I love the colors. I remember it was like 2 or so years ago. With K-Biz, I guess it'd be 2 now. And one of the, I don't remember which one I was in, but I came in, there was like a bright yellow sink, and we were doing something, and she loved color. She was an artist that I had. I had a Tiffany blue kitchen for her, but she wanted to redo one of her other ones, and there was this bright yellow, canary yellow sink, and I don't know why, but I loved that stupid sink.
Yes.
And I convinced her to put it in her other kitchen, and she did, and then everything else was like all kinds of colors because that's how she is. But it was like so
Sometimes
fun.
you just need one moment. you
Yeah.
know? Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
She was like, yellow? You wear all black all the time. I'm like, but it's so pretty.
Nothing wrong with a good canary yellow.
Yeah.
We did an outdoor kitchen a few years back, and it was all Italian cabinetry because they had all these different colors and doors, and ice was a big thing.
Yeah.
But then also, just it was essentially a whole kitchen. One of them wanted ice, the other one just wanted a big grill. So you do the things. But they had this big island, and it was the first thing you saw when you walked outside. Like they had this beautiful garden and the view, and then you had this big island, the facade. So going back to Paul, they were like, what if we do something fun there? And we couldn't do rugs because there was also like a living space because they had a lot of pets. So we did a mosaic on the side
that's
of
fun.
the island, and then that mosaic was also the rug next to it.
Oh, nice.
And it changed the whole thing because it was also a flowery mosaic, all these colors. It was almost like a painting. And it gives so much personality. It literally, if I show you a picture,
I'm ready for
you guys can see me dancing.
She all fruit on her head. She busts out fruit.
We all started doing the over here with the colory flower mosaics.
And tile is so fun. Like if I could you can change a whole space with just tile. And I love tile. And my very dear friend, she owns a tile store not far from here. And it's amazing. I just go in, and her dog, Boogie, her little French dog, that's why I go there. But you can say, I want this color, this, that. And in 5 seconds, she'll pull out 20 different things that are perfect for you. And then it's just like, oh, that was great. And I bring my clients there, and I always say, the drive is longer than the fact of us picking tile. And they're like, there's no way. And it takes me, I've been looking for hours. I go, it'll be 5 minutes. And I already tell her what I want, what the theme is, what kind of tile I'm thinking of. And she'll walk in, and she'll be like, oh, I pulled stuff. And they'll be like, well, maybe. She's like, hold on. And she'll pull it, and there it is, and we're done. And they're like, okay, write it up. And they're like, the drive was longer. I'm like, would you like to play with the dog? Do you want to look at anything? Want to go to lunch? And they're like, wow, that was quick. And I'm like, well, yeah, she's the tile expert from all over the world. She gets tile. And I'm like, Candace is like the expert. And so I'm like, I don't even try.
That's awesome.
Well, I got some great content from this group. What a great group. So which way did I go last time? Who started?
Ginger.
Okay, so I'm gonna go the other way. I got one question as we wrap this up. If you could only have one thing that your kitchen must have, your kitchen, designed for you and your family, you personally, what's the one thing that you cannot do without in your own kitchen?
One thing I could not do without my own kitchen, I would say windows. I love windows.
I like that one.
I'll sacrifice some cabinetry for some windows. I'll put suspended open metal shelving in front of a window. I'll put a window behind a range. But if you have a good view or yard, let's max out the windows in the kitchen.
Love that.
Jules?
Wow.
Darn, that's so good.
I know.
I agree with that one. Okay, can I just layer on?
Yes, do it.
Indoor, outdoor feeling kitchen is the greatest thing. I just love being over my cooktop, so having a really fantastic cooktop that I can do all my, I don't know, figure out my magic, repair my damages, and all those good things. So, yeah.
Rachel?
I'm going to die on my range hill. So a Lambo yellow or a Ferrari red range, something like that would be really fun.
I'm kind of torn. I would either love an Aga range because they're just gorgeous and they cook amazing, or a wine dispenser.
Oh,
The built-in wine dispensers. I'm a big red wine girly, and that is like a dream for me to like come home and just be like, click.
Yeah. Sounds like a drink. Which way?
Yeah.
Sounds like a
Maybe next to my
champagne
bathtub so that I can.
I'm not sponsored, but the Monogram Advanium Speed Cook is the best appliance out there. It does everything. I tell every single client, you need this in your home, and if you don't get it, you're going to regret it later. And that's all I want. That's the only appliance I'd need, actually. So
sounds like they owe you one.
Please sponsor me if you're listening to this.
To me, I go back to basic. A built-in coffee machine. That's
Nice.
it. To me, that's it.
Keep you caffeinated.
And I cook, and I can deal with everything else. If
Super
there's
Italiano.
coffee right there.
For me, it'd probably be a big island because I do cook a lot and I prep a lot, and we cook a lot of things. And then a really good knife drawer. I buy really good, expensive knives, and it's a big deal. And you don't wash them, and they have to be set a certain way to dry. And so I think a huge island with a big sink and like 4 dishwashers and a big that's more than knife drawer. But it all goes together. They're all in the island.
What an incredible group of creatives and an amazing conversation. Thank you all for participating. This was fantastic. Thank you to Pacific Sales Kitchen and Home in San Diego for hosting this gathering. It was a lot to take in. we covered a lot. And also, if you want to see more from each of these amazing, wonderful creatives, check out the Instagram, Convo by Design with an X. And thank you to my incredible partner sponsors, Pacific Sales Kitchen and Home, TimberTech, the Best Buy Company, Shelter Republic. Their sponsorship of Convo by Design allows me to seek out sublime design stories from beyond the work itself and showcase unique personalities, chasing new ideas and changing the way we think about design and architecture, and present it to you. So please give them an opportunity on your next project. Thank you for listening and sharing this journey of ours. 2026 marks 13 years of constant publication on the podcast, with over 700 interviews and conversations and panels and episodes, and I hope you enjoy all of them. Please keep those guest suggestions coming, as well as thoughts about where you would like the show to record live. Convo by Design at outlook.com, and on Instagram, as mentioned, Convo by Design with an X. Thanks again for listening. Until next time, be well, stay focused and driven so you can rise above the chaos.